Hi everyone, and welcome to another lesson in 3dsMax. Today I'm going to go into a little bit more about texturing. I showed you all the basics in texturing so far, and what I want to do today is show you how to texture your model and go into it a little bit more detailed. So let's look at this model. As you can see, I've got my material browser open already, and by selecting elements or polygons, because all of these are different shapes that I just created, as you can see I can select each one of them. By starting off, you guys don't have the same materials as I do on this side, but for this exercise I'm gonna show you just by scrolling down on the base color. By selecting your map here, they give you an option to choose anything. You just choose bitmap lookup, and we're gonna choose our textures. So today, as you can see, we've got this little model, and I want to show you a little program I always use for all my textures. So let me just go into any single image I have here. Let's just open this one, and the image program I use, it's paint.net, and it's a really cool app. It's a really cool app that you can use to edit any picture, create any texture for your models, and I want to show you today how to use it. It's a free download and it works great. So let's get started. I just want to create a new tab here. Let's just say file new, and now I can set my size. I want to do it like I told you, by dimensions, and there we have our image canvas size, and exactly the same as all paint images and applications and everything. What I want to do now is create a little advert on this side of the model, on this little piece right here. So on this side right here, I want to create a little model, little advertisement. So by just going into Google, and as you can see, I've got a little search going here, and I can click on each image to see what I'm looking for. So let's take this one, just say copy the image right from there, and I'm gonna paste it into here. So I'm gonna paste, gonna resize it, and as you can see, we've got some advertisement, or what do you call it, naming in here. So I'm not going to use this one. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to show you how to take that out. I've got a nice little thing I use for that, plugin that I use for that. Let's just choose anyone that looks cool. So this one looks alright. I don't see the advertising. I'm gonna copy the image, gonna paste it again over this one, just to replace that entire thing, and there you go. As you can see, it's a curtain. I'm gonna use it as a texture, and I'll move it, or let's leave that little white space there. So this little app is really handy because you can work in layers. So this little toolbar here on the left hand side, I can really have fun with. So as you can see, I've got my block selected, and same with the normal default paint tool. Just by pressing delete, I deleted that little piece. I'm going to select my white color, select my paint bucket, paste it in there. Same thing here. I'm going to create a little edge here on top, a little bit wider than that, something like that. Select it, delete, paint bucket, fill it up. Now I've already have a nice backdrop, but I want to advertise something. Let's say the circus is coming to town, so let's do a quick search for circus tent PNG, and here we got let's just look for a nice free one. There's a nice circus one there. Let's copy it and let's go into it. And here's the trick: edit and paste into new layer. And now I want you to look. Did it paste into a new layer? No, it didn't. Undo. Let's try that again. Edit, paste into new layer. It did, but why it's not showing the layer, I have no idea. So this is strange. Let me quickly see what's going on here. Delete, undo, 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 undo. Okay. Edit, paste into new layer. It's not working. Edit, paste into new image. Now I'm going to show you how to manually create a new layer. For some reason, as you can see, it's not even showing the image here. So maybe I have something going on there. Let's just add a new layer automatically, and as you can see here at the bottom, this is my layers. I can't see my layer for some reason. As you can see, I can move it around, but can't see the layer for some reason. And I can see the image, but I can't move it around. Okay, so let's close the app. Let's try that again. Let's try a different image to start off with. Can open with paint.net, edit, paste. That's my original layer, so there you go. And now I'm gonna try and add a new layer and see if it's showing, and there you can see the new layer now. So what I want to do quickly is go back to my image that I had previously selected, and it will show up right here. Okay, let's look at this one. This one actually looks better. Let's copy that image, and now I can paste it into a new layer. So there you can see my layer has been added. I'm just going to delete this layer that I showed you how. And just remember, if you want to do anything, just have this layer selected, because look what happens if I've got the background layer selected, and you see now it's moving the background, not the actual one I wanna. So I'm gonna have my layer selected, resize it over my image, and now the wonderful thing about this layer thing, by selecting that bottom layer, I can bring it up, and now you can see this is on top of the other layer. So now I'm gonna select this little paintbrush. I've got two ways I can do this. I can take this paintbrush right here, I can press this more tab, and here by the V, that's your opacity, am I correct? You just bring your opacity down to 0. So now I'm gonna press in that tab, but now nothing happens. So just here by your normal little drop down, say overwrite, and there you've got your image. Perfect. I'm just going to go back and undo what I just did and show you another way. Here's the magic wand, and all I'm going to do here is click in the field and look if it's correct. Here you can set your sensitivity, so that looks 100% for me. I'm going to delete it, and I need to delete those inner little pieces also. And there you go. There I've got my design, and now I can always, you see this is looking nice, but I want to add some scripture here. So with my background selected, that's this one, I can now draw a square around it, and I can still resize it. So just want to resize it a little bit, and now I want to add some text. So I'm going to select my text and I'm going to make it bigger just by scrolling down on my bar, and I'm going to select my script I want to use. Look for a nice carnival type one. I have a lot going on here, so bear with me. I think what I'm actually looking for is right almost at the bottom. And the more script you have, the more choices you have. Not always a good thing, but it is nice to have choices. Okay, so and the reason it's like this is because I still have my texture set in that, so I'm just going to select black. Just going to put this smaller. And I can move my text. Everything has a selector. And select my text and get out of that one. That's it, and I'm happy with that. And now, as you can see, there's my one layer and there's my other layer, so I can always edit this. But what I want to do, I'm going to merge these two layers down, and as you can see that says merge layer down. I'm going to merge it down. I'm going to select the entire model, and with my move gizmo I'm just going to drag it in, drag it in, drag it in. Now I'm going to unselect, deselect, not unselect, sorry, let me use proper English, and I'm going to make a nice white circle around it. Now I want to save it, and I want to save it where I can see it. It's the poster, and T stands for texture, and you'll see later why I use specifically stuff like that, but that's for Unreal Engine. Now I've created my texture, I'm going to close everything, going to go into my picture. Let's take another model, material, so I can scroll down and show you the base color just by pressing on that little button there and looking for the bitmap. Now I can go to my bitmap that I created. There it is, the poster, and now I can set it to this specific little area that I have here. Now it fits perfectly because I've got a square set up, and if I do this exactly the same thing to this piece here, you can see it's going to be stretched out. So just lucky for me that this one is correct. But now I quickly want to do a different little by pressing Alt I can deselect sides. So now I want to deselect the inside because I want to make this glass outside. So now I've clicked there, I've deselected the two sides with this poster on, and now I just want to give it a different material there. So now I've got a different material there, and that will form your edge. So it's going to look nice and white all around. So let's go to this back one here. What can I do on this side? So I want to create a new texture, same thing, and I'm going to do this really quick. Let's quickly do a brand. That's a little bit small. that's got too many little things. There we go, that's perfect. And I want to open paint.net. I want to get my canvas size correct. Sorry, slurring of the words. 4:8. Maintain aspect ratios not necessary to 0.48, and that's my square. And there you go. I'm gonna paste it in here. It's gonna ask me if I want to expand. I'm gonna keep my canvas size because I want to resize it to the whole thing. Okay, and same bit here. I'm gonna bring this down, and that's gonna form my canvas there. So I'm gonna save this quickly so I can show you. T dot poster 02. Save. Let's quickly bring it into the material just by selecting the base color, bitmap lookup. Now I'm going to select this one that I just created, and I'm going to select my element. I'm going to select this box here, and as you can see, it's exactly the same as my texture, but it's stretched. So now what I can do, I can always quickly resize my image, the entire image, to my width. I want 4096, that's double what I've currently got, and now I've got basically the same canvas that I'm working with. So what I want to do is look for an advertisement. So let's do soda can, and there you've got a soda can. Nice blank canvas to work with. I'm going to edit, paste it into a new layer, and there's my soda can. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Okay. Gonna make it a energy drink. What we can do now, same thing, select there. As you can see, we've got inside selected there, so I'm gonna minimize the influence area, and I'm gonna try and take out that bottom little thing also. So as you can see, it's not really taking it out, but that's 100% for now. If I really want to erase it, I will change my color to nothing. I will select the paintbrush or a line. I will do the overwrite, and then I can just change my size also. Now I can manually take it out, take the line. Now I can draw an invisible line like that. And the nice thing about these lines, you can swing them around, so you can take all of that out by simply just moving these lines around. So just going to do it quickly. Mind you, I'm a professional at this. I've been doing it quite a while, but as you can see, it's not actually that difficult. Okay, that looks alright for me for now. Yeah. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to put this can over here. So I'm going to bring my can over here, make it a little bit wider, gonna put it there. I want to change this color to a different color, so I'm gonna select my color, gonna increase my tolerance, so I've got that all red spot selected. Okay, there you go. And now by just adding an effect or by doing an adjustment on my color balance, I can now change my color to anything I want. So let's quickly see if I can get like a greenish or yellow, something that's gonna stand out. I like that yellow. There's the green I'm looking for. Perfect. So let's quickly add some text in here. But before I do that, I want bubbles PNG. See if I can add some bubbles here. Oh no, not bubbles. Spark. Electric cartoon. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Something like that. Copy image and edit. I want to paste it into the same layer that I have currently. So there's my layer. I want to paste it in just like that. And same thing, want to take out the background. Here we have it. Now I want to add some text. So on this layer I want to add some text, or let's make it on a new layer. So say new layer, and with that layer selected I'm going to add some text. Let me get something nice. I want something solid color so that I don't have to. Let's do this. Okay. So let's just make it bigger. And once again, let me add the color. In G drink. Okay, let's make this bigger also. There you go. Sip energy drink right there. And what I want to do is add some more text and quickly just say add some zip in. Sorry guys, scrolled out of the screen. In your step, and I want to make this a little bit smaller. Add some zip in your step. There you go. And I'm not going to worry about the composition at the moment because I can always change it later. All I want to do now is get a nice yellow color, and inside this I want to make this stand out. So by simply adding some nice colors, let me make one of these, but I want to change the color. So you can always use this carousel, color carousel, to move the color around. You have the right one. There you go. As you can see, it's coming on nicely. Just see a little piece there. That's it. That's looking nice. And I've got a little yellow. Just select the yellow and try and get that little yellow piece there. Okay, and let me add this into white. Then we're going to be finished with this and be ready to add it on our model. So as you can see, because I'm working on the layer, I've only got that to worry about. I don't have all the other layers to worry about. So let me just quickly rearrange it a little bit. That's looking good. What I can do here, I can always rearrange this, take it to the top here and make it bigger. Zip image drink. There you go. That's looking nice. Always make this bigger also. Okay, and there you go. All I want to do now Let's quickly copy this little piece here, and I can just copy it here, then select my layer down at the bottom. I want to select paste. Now I can bring that little layer there. As you can see, it's got, because I pasted it, it's got that see-through from that side on that. So what I want to do, I want to quickly take this layer down. So cut this out, bring this layer down, mix it into the model or into that layer, then paste it again, and we still have that little thing happening there. Okay, maybe it's because I'm on the wrong layer. Cut it out, undo, see if I paste it on this layer. Okay, now it's at the bottom of that. So it's paste it to new layer, bring it to the top. That's better. Now that I'm in a new layer, now I can bring this, and then you've got a rotation on it, and now I can do a rotation, and as you can see, that's looking really nice. All I want to add now is add a nice water splash in the background. Looking for something like this. I'm actually looking for something long that's gonna go over the page, like this. That's huge. What's the size? This is almost, no, let's take this big size and just edit, place into new layer, and it's really small, as you can see, because it's just a little, what do you call it, a preview of that actual image. So just gonna see if I can let me copy this one, paste into that layer that I'm currently on. As you can see, there it is. There's a little design there, not gonna worry about it. No, that looks bad. Yeah, fail. Now take that out. I'm gonna be happy just by using this exactly like it is. Okay, all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna center it a little bit, and you can always have the option. What I want to do, I'm just gonna burn all of this down into the same image, and all I want to do, oh wait, before I do that, I want to burn these two layers down, and then I want to move these two layers a little bit to the right and down. Okay, so there I've got my corrected thing. As you can see, if I save it now, immediately it's updated in 3dsMax. So I can leave it like that, or I can quickly resize it, and all I'm going to do is bring it back to my 480 to what it was. Going to save it and just show you it's exactly the same, still inside my model. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing here. I want to select the polygons, so let me quickly wrong polygon, select the other polygons, the polygon there, I want that polygon there, I want that polygon there, and the one at the bottom, and all I want to do is also make them white. So the same model material I used earlier, gonna put that white there, and as you can see now I've got that sign there, got my two signs. And now and this is going to be the fastest part of it, because we're not going to use a texture here. We're going to use a material that you can always update later inside Unreal Engine. So just by selecting those little pieces there and the inside, as you can see I made two faces on each side for glass. So there we've got those sides, and exactly the same for this side and this side. So I want that glass. Now I've got a preset glass here, but yours is actually really easy to make. If you look onto yours, it doesn't look the same as mine because I'm using physical material, but yours has got transparency also. So just by setting this transparency and clicking here, it's going to give you an option to bring up anything. You can choose noise, that makes the best glass, but I've got my glass here. Let me show you the noise just by adding noise. Now if I add it to mine, it's just rendering quickly, and there I've got my glass material. Not looking great because my glass, I've got black that I selected there. So sorry, wrong button. So let me just go into my solid glass again, and let's make it white, and my transparency I can bring to 0.5. Let's try transparency at 5. Let it render again. Yours are going to look much better. Mine, I'm trying to alter the physical material, so that's not going to work out that nice for me. In the meantime, with elements selected, let me quickly select the metal pieces of my model. I want to give them all the same material. I don't actually have to because I gave them all the same material earlier, the red, but I just want to show you. I can quickly select all of these. What is this? This is the glass, right? So just gonna select all of those, or I can just show you what it's gonna do. Basically it's the same thing. You're gonna just use a different material, lay it over there, and then you've got your different material. I'm gonna leave mine, I'm gonna undo because I already gave that red material my entire model. Instead, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna change the seat to a different material. So make this black, or sorry, black, select it, and there I've got that set up. So as you can see, this is looking good. All I'm gonna do now is show you what it looks like in Unreal Engine. So let's quickly export this. For me to export it into Unreal Engine, I quickly have to make a light map, or else it's not gonna render correctly and it's gonna give me some errors. Let me just select the entire model here and add a unwrapper and another unwrapper, and get my lighting channel here, and then open my UV. Don't worry about this. This is a lesson, actually 2 or 3 lessons all in itself. So I'm just going to quickly map it all out in a box mapping and just lay it out there. And as you can see, got no overlaps. That's absolutely perfect. And export my model, and I'm going to call it SM for static mesh, not SK. SK is for skeletal mesh. SM bus, stop. Okay, so here I've got a drop down, and you've got your different types of export, what do you call it, export types. FBX is what we use at the moment for Unreal Engine, and you've also got your object exporter for games and skins and stuff like that. So let's quickly save it as FBX in this. Then let's open Unreal Engine, and let's quickly open our model. First import my designs I created. And why I'm always talking about padding to the power of 2, it's because there's your texture in Unreal Engine, and now I'm going to pad it to the power of 2, and it's still sitting exactly correct like I did. I'm going to pad it to the power of 2, and this is to make your mobile preview a little bit cheaper. Now I'm not going to create a mesh material. Sorry, I'm a little bit in my car here. What I want to do, quickly import my SM bus stop. There we go. Import it as a combined mesh, and yeah, let's do it 25 times the import size because I'm working on a small canvas. That's a little bit big, as you can see. So let me quickly re-import at a different size. Let's make it times 10. Re-import mesh. That's still really big. Let's re-import it at 1 times the size. That's looking a little bit small. Yeah, that's a little bit small, but almost there. Let's quickly just look at the size here. I can probably make it a little bit bigger. So quickly re-import it at 1.5. Okay, and now I want to show you the material slots that we've created. As you can see, my Uvw map that I taught you earlier, it's all exactly the same on that one. So it's got a constant Uvw map. Now those are the materials I said earlier. I'm not going to use the ones I created. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go into my materials that I've already created inside the Unreal Engine, and now I can apply a material there. So you don't have to worry about the material actually in 3ds. You can rely totally on the ones you've already created. As you can see, I've created my glass material for Unreal Engine already inside. Now I'm just looking for my glass quickly, so I can apply it to the glass, and there's my glass. So I will apply my glass material and give it a second to quickly put it on the model, and there you've got my the glass on it. So what is this? I can see a shadow there in the background. Okay, so that's our model here. Quickly go to my bus. Where's my bus? Vehicles. There we go. Okay. Now I'm quickly, let's see. It's a carnival sign. I'm not going to rename it. I'm just going to quickly add my poster in there, and I wish these shaders would finish compiling, because that's going to really help with speeding up everything. Okay, let me just set that material. So all I'm doing now, I'm creating material from that single texture that I have there, and I'm going to show you all of this in Unreal Engine later on at the end of our lessons. But as you can see, there's my design I did, and let's isolate this one, and that's the white I gave around the edges. What we can do again, we can go to materials and just give it a white outside that I'm already using in my, well, let's give it a grey. There you go. So isolate that back one, and as I can see, it's my poster here. So I'm going to open ceramic, I'm going to put my poster here, hook it up, delete this unnecessary one, save it, and now I've got my poster there. And there you can see, there's my model, 100%. Quickly isolate that one, and that's the little step. What I'm going to do there, quickly going to go back to my black material that I had earlier. Let's use the blacker one. There you go. And as you can see, it's perfectly, yeah, perfectly textured, 100%. Just want to select my channel that I made in Unreal Engine, and now I can go here and render my lighting, and as you can see, there we go, 100%. Everything's looking great. Build my lighting and sorted. All I want to quickly show you is, obviously, when we're working with these models in Unreal Engine, in 3ds, like this one, you can always do with your mesh selected, with the element, you can always do a Uvw map if the scaling is incorrect. So just do a Uvw map, and like I showed you, you do a box, and now you've got a box around it, and if you click on it again or choose the gizmo, now you can move it up and down, you can scale it, and you can do anything you want with it, and it's totally up in your hands. Exactly the same with all these materials you see here. Let me quickly see how far we are. We are 5% built so far. Let's quickly see. This is the little building I did in the intro video. This is how it's looking so far. These are all the other buildings I've made so far. I made this bus the other day. I think that's looking really lacquer. A few easy buildings. The one I have on Sketchfab. One I made the other day. And also one I have on Sketchfab for sale. These New York apartment buildings. But let's quickly see. This is going to take a little bit. What I will do, I'll post a little screenshot in the section, or let's just quickly go back to 3dsMax and I can quickly sign out. Okay guys, so what I've taught you so far, it's all of this texturing, the modeling, the little pieces you use. I showed you some modifiers you can add to the model, and I showed you basically how to manipulate all of these different pieces to create models and everything. What I want to teach you now in the next following lessons that we're gonna have, I want to teach you how to use this, or to package it and to make it correctly so that it works perfectly in Unreal Engine. So we're going to look at composition, exporting, and eventually our next lesson will be Uvw maps, and show you how you can texture with Uvw maps. But this is our little project we did today, and we are finished building. Quickly save, press play, and now we can go to our little bus stop and quickly see how it looks in the game, or how it would render in anybody else's game. So as you guys can see, doesn't look real bad. We can put a little light in here to make it look more dynamic, and yeah, I think it looks good. Thanks for watching guys, and keep well, keep practicing, and let me know if there's anything I can help with. I'm always available, but for now, just keep practicing. Remember, practice makes perfect. Thanks for watching guys, keep well.